G'day guys, today we're going to learn how to manage multiple connections to a list view using the components T-client socket and T-server socket. Now if you don't have those installed on Delphi 10 Seattle, because it doesn't come automatically, you're going to want to go to components, install components, and then you're going to want to go add, and then you're going to want to go to your bin directory of where you've installed Delphi, and then you're going to want to go star sock star, and then what's going to happen is you'll see these two. You want the DPL as you see there, and then you can double click that, and then it's going to add it into your install packages, and you'll see the two there. So that's how you install that component real quick. Alright, so we're going to need a client and a server, but before we do that, I'm going to quickly set up my folders. Alright, and then I'm going to grab that directory, and now I'm going to add two projects, which is the first one's going to be the client. So save that. Alright. Alright. Oh, client here it is. We're going to add another project. This one here is going to be the server. Alright, this is going to be the program. S.I.N management. Alright, so for the client, we're going to want a list view, obviously. I'm going to call this one S.I.N. Also, if you don't have the component S.I.N pack, I recommend you download it. It's very useful. Show you, so if I click on this, all instances of T41 will show up. It's very nice and easy to read code this way. Alright, so the caption, we're going to call this one client. This is going to be change it to report, and we are going to make this row select to true, read only true. Alright, so we're going to have 3 columns in this particular sample. Alright, so we're going to put the IP in the caption, we're going to put host ID, and we're going to add the ping. This is going to show us how to, the ping is basically how we're going to manage, or show you how to manage multiple servers without having to go through loops or do like any funny checks. Alright. Now we're going to need some buttons. I'm going to call this one open since we're going to be opening a port. Alright, and we're going to want an edit. An edit port. Alright, and I'm just going to quickly put the port in this so we don't have to keep typing it in when we load the application. Alright, and of course we are going to need T-server socket, and I'm going to name this one server socket. So we're then going to want to put some code behind the button, and in here we're going to go if btn open.caption equals open, then begin btn open.caption equals close. Alright. Server socket dot port equals str to int. We're going to convert a string to an integer. Edit edt port dot text server socket dot open. Alright. And then here we're going to go else if else begin btn open dot caption equals open server socket dot close. Alright. So that'll basically open and close the socket. Very basic. Alright, and we're going to go, so we're going to add a label in here, label. LBL status. Alright, and on the server socket here, error, LBL status dot caption. This way we can see what's going on. We have an error, and the error code is int to string error code, and then we're going to set the error code to 0 so we don't get any nasty system pop-ups. So as soon as it connects, we're going to want it to do something. So we're going to go socket dot send text S.I.N here, and I'll show you why we're going to be using that very soon. Alright, so on server read, all we're going to do, basically add some values here. The first one is going to be in string. We're going to have this one as a t string list. Alright, and right up here we're going to go in string dot string equals t string list dot create. Basically this is going to get all the incoming strings from the client, all that's getting passed in. So in string dot text equals socket dot receive text. Alright, and then basically we're going to go in string dot text. This is where we're going to get those pipes, or you will understand why I did that. So we're going to go string replace so text, the old pattern is going to be that, the new pattern is going to be basically new line, and then we are going to rf replace all and rf ignore cases. So basically we're just going to do all of it. Alright, that's basically it. So that's how we're going to filter it. So since we're sending S.I.N, we're obviously going to go if in string dot string 0 equals S.I.N and begin. And so that means since we're using a list view, we're going to need a list item to manage our list view. Alright, so list item equals lv S.I.N dot items dot add. Alright, so list item dot caption equals socket dot remote address. That's going to get the IP. List item dot sub item dot add in string dot strings 1, and since we haven't got the ping yet, we're just going to go not available. Alright, we're going to add 2 more lines here after we add our server handle, start building our server up. So we're going to need a edit. This one is going to be IP, and then we're going to make a copy of this, Control C, V, port, and the port caption is going to be the same as client, and we don't need to type in every time, and it's going to be basically localhost. Since we're connecting to ourselves, now we need a button. Alright, connect. And we're going to need a T client socket. And we're going to want to add a memo so we can see what's going on. Like a little debug window. Alright. So if btn connect dot caption equals and begin caption equals disconnects. Alright, I'm going to rename the client socket to just client socket. Address equals port equals int to str udt port dot text. Alright. Alright, open. Alright. And now we're basically resetting the toggle, so alright. Alright. That's that. Now on to here, error memo 1 dot lines dot add. Int to str error code. Alright, and on read. Alright, since I don't want to retype all this, we're just going to do a quick copy paste since it's actually going to be identical. Well, actually most of it's going to be identical. So var, and all this can get deleted since the only thing that's going to be the same is how this is done. Alright, so if S.I.N, then we go socket dot send text. We're going to send S.I.N pipe computer 4. Alright, done. So that's that. And here is the two lines that are going to be very important here. So we're going to go list item dot sub item dot object 0. So the very first object, so object 0 is going to equal socket. Alright, so that means that the list item that's just been added has also got the socket allocated to it, which is going to be very important, which I'll show you very soon. So socket.data is going to equal list item. So that means we're linking these two items together. So every time a new server is connected to the client here, when you click on it, you could separate everything through that one click rather than having to go through a for loop and checking or having some kind of unique ID. So we're also going to need here is a pop-up. Alright, S.I.N, and we're going to allocate that to our list view, and we are going to add our ping button. So ping. Alright, so basically what this is going to do is when you double click it here, you're going to go var, and then we're going to add our socket, which is going to be t custom WinSocket. Alright, and the reason why we're doing custom WinSocket is because that's what this is here, and you'll see why right here. So basically, if lv sin.selected equals nil, we're just going to exit. Always good to have that redundancy so we don't get any pop-up messages. So socket equals t custom WinSocket lv selected dot sub items dot object 0. So basically we're creating the socket from the object we've saved in object 0, in the 0 object here, which happens to be the socket that connected. So then we go socket dot send text ping. That's it. That's all we need. Alright. But I guess we also need to count the thing, so we're going to need to add another object to it. So lv sin dot selected subitems dot objects. Oops. So since we have object 0 is already taken, we're going to go object 1 is going to equal our t object, which is going to be our get tick count. Alright, which is going to give us our ping number. Alright, so that means on here we are going to want to go if in string dot string 0 equals pong begin pong. Alright, so the way this is going to work is we need to go list item equals t list item. Alright, and this is where this here becomes very handy. Socket dot data. So that means when we are going to insert our data or the ping, it's going to insert it into the correct one. So we don't actually need to worry about going through for loops and verifying anything, you know what I mean, because that's extra tick count so it can slow things down. So now that we have that, we then need to add another variable here, which is going to be our ping. Alright, so ping is going to equal our get tick count minus our cardinal list item dot sub item dot object 1. Now that's because we saved our ping object in the object 1. Alright, so now that we've done that, we then go list item dot sub item 1, and the 1 being ID is 0, ping is 1, equals int to str ping, and that's it. Also, it's a good idea to in string.free, because that is a memory leak if we don't free it up every time we create it. Alright, so alright, that's that. So S.I.N, we're going to need to put a thing in here. So if in string dot strings 0 equals ping, then begin socket dot send text. Also, if you wanted to like send active window or any other data, you could do it here. Pong, like, you know, the active window could go there if you wanted, but since we're not doing that, that should be fine. So let's run our client. Alright, oh yeah, actually we need to go here and go memo 1.text dot lines dot add in text. Alright, so now let's run the client. There are errors. str2 int, sorry, my bad. Okay, so the server is open, we connect, and there it is. So if we go ping, it pops it in there. Now if we close it, it's still going to hang around there, and if we go ping, we're going to get an error. So what we're going to want to do, so on client disconnect, list item t list item equals socket t list item socket dot data, and then it's list item dot delete. That's that simple. And we'll also add a thing in here, lbl status equals open int to str local port. Alright, so if we go play, we error 61. Alright, now if we play that, alright, now if we connect again, we're connected. Now if we ping, alright, now if we close it, it'll delete. So in theory, if we open up all the servers. And then we connect. Alright, so now if we start pinging, it'll only ping the one. So let's see, so we just pinged this one, and as you can see the ones that haven't been pinged don't have any other information here. So alright, so if I start closing them down, they'll start removing themselves. So like this one hasn't been pinged, one of those will go, this one hasn't been pinged. Alright, so that's basically it. That's how you manage multiple hosts in your TLS view. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll probably do another tutorial later showing you how to add like process managers or more in-depth stuff. Alright, thanks for watching.